Do you struggle to convince your colleagues or your boss of the importance of engaging in foresight? Are you tired of hearing the same old objections about why you can't start a foresight project? In this video, I'll tackle the 6 most common objections to foresight, and I'll give you the answers to overcome them. From budget constraints to skepticism about the value of foresight, I've got you covered. Look, we both know the many advantages that foresight has. But why are so many organizations resistant to engaging in foresight projects? With the following responses in your arsenal, you'll be well equipped to make a case for foresight and to help your organization prepare for the future. So let's dive in and tackle these objections head on. Thinking about the future is useless speculation and does not provide any tangible benefit. This is a common criticism of foresight, particularly of fixed-minded people. Here is what I would say in response. Look, while the aim of foresight is not about making concrete predictions, it is also not only speculation. Using foresight techniques gives you insights on particular change drivers that you've analyzed and will give you indications of how they might impact the future. And yes, foresight may not have immediate results and may not generate impacts for your quarter results, but they can offer valuable insights about the usefulness of your product or your services in the future. By taking a long-term perspective and thinking through how our environment may change in the future, we can identify potential risks to our business model, as well as opportunities that we can explore in order to remain competitive in the future. Foresight also allows us to align our resources and priorities so that we can decide in which areas we want to invest more in research and development, whether we want to expand into new markets, or whether we want to make changes to our business model. I think this would be a possible response to that objection. And now let's move over to objection number 2. We're too busy with day-to-day tasks to focus on a foresight project right now. Here is how I would counter that objection. I know we all have a lot on our plates, but hear me out. By investing in foresight now, we can save time and resources in the long run, by avoiding costly mistakes, and by adapting to change more quickly. Neglecting foresight may mean that we miss opportunities and potential threats that we are then not ready to face. Starting small and building momentum reduces the time and investment that is required for a foresight project. We could start by dedicating a small amount of time each week to scanning the horizon. Or we could use a horizon scanning service to do this for us. And then we discuss some interesting signals with a team to see how they might impact our business. Let's move on to objection 3. We've already invested in other projects, and we don't want to divert these resources. When you are confronted with this objection, you could say the following. I hear your concerns about scarce resources and the need to prioritize some projects. But foresight does not have to be seen as a separate project that competes with other initiatives. Instead, foresight is an ongoing process that can inform and enhance all other projects. Investing in foresight can help us allocate resources to those projects that are linked to potential opportunities and threats. And the good news is that we don't need to divert significant resources to start a small foresight project. So I agree with you. It's important to prioritize existing projects, but it is also important to see foresight as a critical aspect for our long-term success. What objections have you faced, and how have you responded to them? Leave a comment down below, and let's start a discussion about how we can convince others about the need to engage in foresight. And now objection 4. We just don't have the budget to invest in a foresight project. This is another objection with resource scarcity in mind, and here is how you might counter it. I understand that budget concerns might be a concern when thinking about starting a foresight project. But foresight doesn't have to break the bank. The good news is there are many ways to start a foresight project with limited resources. We can leverage existing data and insights in order to develop projections and identify potential trends. This is a cost-effective way to start a foresight project because we might have that information already within our organization. The other thing is that there are many low-cost resources that are available to us. online articles, industry reports. There are also horizon scanning services that we can use. The key is to start small and focus on low-cost activities. By doing so, we can overcome the budget constraints and we can start reaping the benefits of foresight. Now on to objection 5. We've never done anything like this before, and it is too risky to start now. This objection often arises from fixed mindset people. So let's address it head on. It's understandable that starting a foresight project is daunting, but let's consider the alternative. If we neglect to invest in foresight, we might find ourselves unprepared to changes in our marketplace. The risks of not investing in foresight far outweigh the risks of starting something new. Starting small and building momentum can reduce the risk of a foresight project and can also generate results that we can then use to demonstrate the value of foresight to our organization. Let's start by scanning new developments and by seeing how companies in other industries or sectors are making use of these developments. By learning from first movers in other industries, we can make better informed decisions, and we can also become pioneers in our own industry. Remember, conducting a foresight project doesn't mean that we have to have all competences in-house. There are many options available to us to gain experience and expertise. One option is to bring in external experts or partner with other organizations that have the necessary skills that we are missing. This can help us gain fresh ideas and access new insights and innovations. Another option is to outsource the whole foresight projects to an external consulting firm. This can be a cost-effective way of gaining the necessary expertise and resources, while also benefiting from the firm's experience and industry knowledge. Last but not least, this is a great opportunity to build internal capacity and to gain new skills within our team. By working on the project together, our team can build experience of foresight techniques and build up the expertise in-house. And now onto the last objection, number 6. We're already doing well, and we don't feel the need to explore alternative futures. When faced with this objection, it is important to counter with a compelling response that highlights the value of foresight. While it's great that we're doing well today, it's important to realize that the business landscape is always changing, and what works today might not work tomorrow. Even if we're doing well today, it's important that we prepare for potential disruptions and that we stay ahead of changing market trends. Do you remember what happened to Xerox, Kodak, Blockbuster, Nokia and BlackBerry? Watch this video here so that you can tell your boss that these businesses failed to identify changes in the market, and to learn how to use the 3 Horizons framework so you can think through how new developments may affect your organization.